Hey students, in this video we are going to learn how to add some tolerances to a drawing in Inventor. So on my screen you're looking at the completed drawing here. You can see this one has 3 tolerances. I will cover how to add all 3 of those tolerances, the limit, the bilateral, and the unilateral. And then the next drawing, you're going to do that independently. So I got a few tabs open here. Bear with me. All right, here is that worksheet that you completed yesterday. It had 2 drawings, one that looks like this, your conduit bracket, one that looks like your IED stabilizer. Yeah, I have given you both the part files for these, so you should already have them downloaded. You should have already saved them, put them into a folder where you can find them. And now you should have it in a drawing sheet. Okay, so I'm going to hit undo here, and we'll get rid of some of these tolerances that I've added. All right, you can see it working backwards. There you go. So I'm going to trust you to get your drawing to this point. You're going to have to automate your center lines. You're going to have to go in and add these dimensions first. This video is going to cover how to turn these into the 3 different dimension styles. And so we're going to start off with this dimension here, the wall thickness. This is going to be a stacked or a limit dimension. Okay? So to add that limit tolerance, I'm going to right click on my dimension. Okay, and then this is super important. You've got 2 options down here. We can edit dimension style. That's going to apply any changes you make to your whole sheet. We just want to change this one dimension. So we're going to go into new dimension style. And then on this page, it's going to open up. We want to go into the tolerance area. And then we're going to click on this drop down. Now, our PowerPoint yesterday, we talked about there's 3 types of dimensions, or 3 types, I'm sorry, of specific tolerances you can add to dimensions. You can see here, there's actually a bunch of different ones that Inventor will give us. Right? So for this one, we're going to do a limit stacked because we want to have the 2 numbers stacked on top of each other. So we're going to pick that. If we look at, again, this drawing here, we want to have 0.24 is going to be our lower limit, 0.27 is going to be our upper limit. So because the lower limit was already set at 2.4, or that's what our dimension already was, we're going to change the upper limit to go up by 300 thousandths of an inch, or 0.03 inches. And then when we click OK, it should show up like this: 0.27 on top, 2.4 on the bottom. If you want to make that look exactly like your sheet, you can click on it. Oops. You can click on it and you can drag that number to the bottom. All right, easier said than done, Mr. Coleman. You'll notice on the Project Lead the Way page, it also has the abbreviation TYP after this. So we're going to go in one more time to edit this time. Okay, not new dimension or edit dimension style, just edit. And then in this box, I'm going to do a space, and I will add that abbreviation TYP, which stands for typical. And that tells us that all the walls, so this wall here and this wall here, are also going to fall within that dimension tolerance. Okay, now we're going to come back to this number. We're going to add a bilateral dimension to our dimension of 2.25. So this one's pretty easy. Again, we're going to right click. We're going to go to new dimension style. We're going to go to the tolerance tab. We're going to click this drop down. Our bilateral tolerance is referred to as a symmetric tolerance in Inventor. So I'm going to click on symmetric. You can see my little plus minus sign shows up here. And as I look on my drawing sheet, it says this has got a bilateral tolerance of plus or minus 2/100ths of an inch, or 0.02. So we're going to change that number to 0.02. We'll click on OK. And here you can see we added our bilateral tolerance to it, or bidirectional tolerance rather. All right, I'm just going to drag that out so it looks good. Okay, the last tolerance we need to add to this sheet is to this hole note. I'm still getting a few questions on hole note, so remember, you're going to use the hole and thread tool to add that dimension. All right, it's going to look like that. All right, now we need to add our unidirectional tolerance to this. So again, I'm going to, oops, you can see I'm on the hole and thread tool right now, so I need to click escape and free me from that tool. before I can right click. And this one's a little different. With whole notes are kind of weird. We got to go into edit whole note instead of new dimension style. So I'm editing the whole note, and then I'm going to click on the precision and tolerance button for this dimension. And down here, I'm going to not right click, I guess just regular click the tolerance checkbox. Right? I want to apply a deviation. That's the Inventor term for a unidirectional tolerance. Right? I want my lower limit to be 0. And again, I'm getting these numbers from right here. So my lower limit is going to be 0. My upper limit is going to be plus 0.02. So in my upper limit, I'm going to change 0.00 to 0.02. I'll click on OK, and I'll click on OK, and you can see right here it gives us our unidirectional, because it's going up but not down, tolerance. So now that you've got this one done, again, make sure you save this file, and when you save it, make sure that you're saving it in the same folder your part files are saved. So hopefully you did a save as when you downloaded those part files, and they're in your drive. I'm going to save my tolerance sheets in my drive as well. Right? Now that you've got this one done with the help of the video, your next task is to take and make this conduit bracket look the same as this one does here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different tolerances you need to add to this one after you go through and apply those dimensions in the correct location. So you're going to come into here. We'll click on the Place Views tab. You're going to put a new sheet in. Go ahead and fill this out. You're going to call it your IED conduit. And then you'll put your IED conduit in here and go through the very same steps we covered in this video to make it look like the example on yesterday's assignment.